Be sure to check out Agelessgeeks for your figures and collectibles. This video and YouTube channel is rated PG-13, so that means this channel is not for anyone under the age of 13. So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How's everybody doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Neca Toys original movie Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2-pack Casey Jones and Raphael in disguise. So let's get into it right away and take a very quick look at the box, because I want to get these figures open already. So as you can see here, we do get a very collector-friendly style box for this 2-pack. So we do get the window right there in the front of the box displaying the figures and the accessories. On the top says Nickelodeon and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. On the bottom we do get an image from the movie with all of them peeking out the sewer. Then it does say Casey Jones and Raphael in disguise. Then the bottom of the box here we do get the barcode, blah blah blah, so nobody cares about. Then the people over at Neca who is in on the project. There's the top of the box with the warning blah blah blah. The one side has an image of Casey Jones, the figure. Then the back has the images of the Raphael in disguise figure. And then the back does show some cool poses you can get the figures into, along with some of their accessories. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this 2-pack over to take a closer look at. Look like a giant turtle in a trench coat and Wayne Gretzky on steroids. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look, we'll go over Raphael first, since it's the same figure, just with a trench coat, a backpack, and a hat. As you can see, everything's the same underneath as the regular original TMNT Raphael figure. He just has the trench coat added on there. It's a shame there's no bendy wire in it, but not that big of a deal. And then the other added thing is the backpack. Then the hat, we'll go over the hat a little bit later, but the backpack looks great, man. Really love the sculpt detail on that. The paint's pretty clean. They painted the buckles and everything on the straps. Pretty dope, man. And I like that extra lighter green that they added over that like olivey green color. Pretty cool looking, man. And then these straps are very thin, so be careful of them. And it is a softer rubbery type plastic as well. Really dig the way that turned out. And the trench coat looks really nice too. We got the real small buttons on there on this side as well. Collar looks fine and everything. It's made out of a pretty nice material as well. The stitching is also really well done on this. We do get the strap that goes across the torso, and you can tighten it. This buckle actually functions, so you can tighten and loosen it if you want to, which is pretty cool. Got a couple pockets in there, and they are actual pockets. What I do is I remove his hands and then just put the wrist in there so it looks like he has his hands in the pockets. And then we do get the strap around the wrist as well. But pretty cool looking trench coat, man. And the inside looks really nice with the white lining and everything, so it's not just one layer of cloth, it's actually two. So definitely appreciate that added effort right there. And the figure itself, just like with the regular Raphael, is a fantastic figure. So that is the Raphael. Now let's go over the star of the 2-pack, and the main reason why everybody wants this 2-pack is because of the Casey Jones here. And the reason why he doesn't have the unmasked face is because, or the reason why he only has the masked face is because they couldn't get the rights to do the actor's face. But from what I heard, now they got the rights because the actor didn't understand what they wanted to do, and now he does. So he's now cool with them doing that. But the mask looks dope, man. You can see there's an actual face sculpted under there. The eyes are both painted looking in the same direction, so that is awesome. You can see his mouth under the mask and everything. So really cool looking mask there. The sculpt of it looks great, and I like how they made it a little bit of a glossy plastic. Then we do get the straps with the buckles going across the top of the head right there, and they have a nice cool sculpted texture to them. The hair looks great too. Really nice sculpt detail all throughout that. And it looks like they added a very subtle other color paint on there instead of just that dark brown. It's very subtle though. And then the neck, and then where you see a little bit of the chest, you can see a little bit of his hair on there. So there's attention to detail. Then we do get his vest on the outside, and it is a softer rubbery type plastic. Looks great though. We have the torn off sleeves, the pockets sculpted on there. Beautiful sculpted wrinkles all throughout it. The buttons sculpted and painted on there, and the back looks really nice too. I like the subtle, like, it's like a subtle shading or something they add on it, and it just looks beautiful, man. Have a couple like tears over there. And look at the stitching. They even sculpted the damn stitching, man. That is incredible attention to detail, man. I like the way it looks torn over there. Really nice job just on the vest alone. And then we do get a shirt underneath, which has a dirty look to it, which it should. So we have that nice, like, dirty look to the shirt, sculpted wrinkles all throughout it. That is also a softer rubbery type plastic because he does have articulation underneath. Sleeves are all dirty and rolled up, as you can see there. Yeah, you can see it as a softer rubbery type plastic. And then the arms here, very veiny, as you can see, mainly around the forearms. You can see they sculpted the hair on there, which is pretty cool. Elbow joints look pretty good too. And then we do get his Casey Jones sweatpants. Not a big fan of how they do this over here by the knee joints. It's not horrible though, but not one of my favorite things, you know what I mean? But we do get nice sculpted wrinkles all throughout the sweatpants there. Lower legs look good too. You can see where the sweatpants are bunched up around his socks there. And then his shoes look good too. Really great tiny sculpt detail on that, man. You can see stitching all throughout it, the laces and everything. Man, Neca is just great with tiny sculpt detail. Then the bottom of them, not too much going on besides a couple peg holes. So overall, the detail on both these figures, the Raphael we already knew was a dope figure, and Casey Jones is a freaking dope figure as well. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, we get a ton of awesomeness with both Raph and Casey. So we'll go over Raph's accessories first, then we'll go over Casey Jones's accessories. So Raph is included with a good amount of stuff, almost the same type of accessories we got with the original San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Ninja Turtle set. So we do get 3 bandana ties, his hat, and then we do get his size. So this is the one that does come on Raph out of the packaging, and this one hangs down both sides of his shoulders. So you put on that one, it just hangs down. That one's pretty cool though, and very nice sculpt detail all throughout it, and we do get a nice wash all throughout it as well. Then we do get these two here, where one's hanging over his left side and one's hanging over his right side. And once again, excellent sculpt and paint detail on those. So we do get the ties, then we do get his hat here, which looks great, man. Very nice sculpt and paint detail once again. And there is a hole back here. That's where the knot goes. I'll show you how to do that shortly. A really great job on that there. So we do get the hat, then we do get his size, and they're the same size we got with Raph before. Great job on these, as you can see there. And let me show you how to get the hat on with the knot for his bandana tie. So the way you get Raph's hat on, at first I thought you were supposed to take it off and then peg it through here, but it's too complicated. So I know that's not the way to do it. So the knots here, as you can see, the 2 alternate ones, the knots are smaller than the one that already comes on the figure. I'm sure you can get this one to work though. So the way you do this, let's get this on here, because this hat won't stay on unless you put the knot in that hole on the hat. Alright, so we got the tie on there. Now what I do is I put the tie in the hole on the back of the hat, like so. And then you just push the hat down and push this forward, and the knot sticks out like that, and then his hat stays right on Raph's head. Because like I said, if you don't do that with the knot, the hat isn't going to stay on. It's going to keep popping off. So there you go. That's how you get Raph to wear his in disguise hat. So we do get that stuff. And I also forgot to mention, if you wanted to, you can store his size in the holster right there, but it might look a little awkward. I mean, it doesn't look that bad. It doesn't stick out too much, so it doesn't look like he's hiding a weapon under there. So we do get that stuff with Raph, and then Raph is also included with 6 alternate hands. Then starting on the top here, we do get a pair of gripping hands, and these are the ones that do come on the figure out of the packaging. Then we do get a pair of pointing finger hands, and then a pair of open hands. And I did run into one issue with this Raphael, and it's with my right open hand. When I had him use it and then I pulled it out, I guess the pin that goes all the way through isn't fully connected, so the joint stayed inside the wrist. So this hand, I guess, has a little bit of a QC issue, so that is a bit disappointing, but good thing I have more of these hands from my other Ninja Turtle set. But we do get some beautiful paint and sculpt detail throughout all 6 hands, and they are fairly simple to swap out. I would just be careful when you swap these hands, because you don't want any of your joints breaking, like how this one, I don't know if it broke or if there was just a QC issue, so I'm not entirely sure what happened with that right open hand. And that's why I always say it's good when it's easy to swap alternate hands, because you don't want to risk breaking a wrist joint. So that is Raphael's accessories. Now let's take a look at Casey Jones's accessories. Alright, so Casey is included with a golf bag which holds all of his sports type weapons, and we do get the cricket paddle, a pair of bats, a golf club, then we do get 2 different hockey sticks. So for the bag here, looks great, man. We get the strap here, which is a softer type plastic. So is the bag as well. And it does have some great paint and sculpt detail to it, as you can see there. And you could pretty much store all the weapons in there, which I'll show you shortly. So we do get the cricket paddle. Nobody understands cricket. You gotta understand what a crumpet is to understand cricket. Never understood what the hell Raphael was saying there. But this thing turned out dope, man. I love the way the tape wrapping looks around the paddle there and around the handle. And it actually looks like wood, man. That's how good Neca is at sculpting and painting. A little bit of a paint issue with the black line going on there, but everything else looks pretty good on it. So we do get that. Then we do get a pair of bats here. And the bats also turned out pretty good. We do get that tape wrapping once again around them and around the handle. So nice job on those. And you could have Raphael grip onto some of these weapons also. Then we do get the golf club, which is a bit warped. Not that big of a deal though. And the golf club, it looks like a miniature golf club, man, so looks dope. So we get that, and we do get the 2 hockey sticks. So we do get the regular one here, and this looks like a lefty one. Do get the tape wrapping on it once again. Just very realistic looking. That's what I really love the most about Neca. Very cool hockey stick there. Then we do get the Goalie hockey stick, and we do get white tape wrapping around this one this time. And this does, the way they painted it does have a wood look to it. Really nice job by Neca. And like I said, you could store all the weapons in here. So the golf club, bada bing, bada boom. There's the cricket paddle, the bats, and then the regular hockey stick. Come on, there we go. And then this one, you kind of can get in. I mean, you can't, you're going to have them holding one of the weapons anyway, but you could almost get everything in there. I think it looks fine like that. Having this in it, sticks out a little too far in there anyway, so really cool that you could put all the weapons in that bag there. So we do get that stuff, and then we finally get 8 alternate hands. Then starting on the top right here, we do get a pair of fists, of course, which do come on the figure out of the packaging. Then we do get a pair of gripping hands with a more narrow grip. Then we do get another pair of gripping hands with a bit of a more wider grip. And then we do get one right pointing finger hand, and then we do get a left gripping hand to like hold the end of the hockey stick, so you can recreate, whoops, there goes that hand, so you can recreate that one scene where Casey Jones shows up to help the Turtles fight the Foot Clan. And his hands do have some great sculpt and paint detail all throughout them, because he does have the fingerless gloves, and the fingerless gloves has a nice sculpted texture to it, and the hands are simple to swap out. And like what Daredevil 19 always says, that's a good thing, because you don't want to risk breaking a wrist joint on your awesome Casey Jones figure. But anyway, that is all the awesome accessories included with this set. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review, shall we? Now for the height of Casey and Raph. To the very top of Raph's bald green head, he stands about 6.5 inches tall. Then to the very top of Casey's hair, it looks like he stands almost 7.25 inches tall. And then here they are compared to the other Neca original movie TMNT figures. So we do have Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, Splinter, Shredder, and a Foot Soldier. And as you can see, both these figures here do scale well with the other figures in this line. And then here they are compared to the Neca 30th Anniversary Prototype Jungle Hunter, the Neca New York Comic Con Exclusive Batman, the Neca Kenner Tribute T800, and the McFarlane Toys Nightwing. And then here they are compared to the Storm Collectibles Sector, the Marvel Legends Retro Series Deadpool, the Mafex Justice League Batman, and the Figma Black Swordsman Guts. And then here they are compared to the SH Figuarts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku and the Mezco 112 Deadpool. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. So now for the articulation, we'll go over Raph's really quickly. So he does have one joint at the neck. He looks up that much, down about that much. You get nice pivot there, really nice pivot. Then it does swivel. You do have a torso joint, but it doesn't really move too much because he's a damn turtle, you know what I mean? Then the arms do go out to the sides about 90 degrees. They do go up and down, no bicep swivel. It is at the single jointed elbow, or double jointed elbow, sorry, that does bend in a little more than 90 degrees. And we do have a ball hinge on the wrist, so that does swivel and hinges back and forth. And the joint also does swivel. The elbow joint swivels where it connects into the forearm there. Then the legs here, Raph kicks forward about 90 degrees. Doesn't go to the back too much. And he can definitely Jean-Claude Van Damme it, which is dope. Then we do get the hip swivel up there. Double jointed knees that bend back about 90 degrees. Then the ankles here, they don't swivel, but they do hinge up pretty good. Hinge down really well. And then you do get a very nice ankle pivot with Raphael. So he, like I said, has the same articulation as the original Raphael. Now for Casey here, he has some pretty good movement. There's one point of articulation I absolutely do not like at all. So the head here, as you can see, it's just one joint. You can get Casey to look up only that much. His hair does restrict it, but he does look down really well. And then you do get pretty damn good pivot up there. Then it also does swivel. Then I believe he just has one joint at the torso. I don't know if there is two. I think it's just one at the torso or at the waist. I'm not entirely sure. It might be two though, but he does crunch forward pretty well, even though he has a softer rubbery plastic shirt on there. It does go back a tiny bit. You do get a little bit of pivot there. He might have a torso and a waist joint. I feel like he does. And then you do get swivel there as well. And then the arms here, they do go out to the sides a bit more than 90 degrees. They do go up and down. We have the lower bicep swivel at the double jointed elbow that bends in all the way. That is definitely awesome. Then it does swivel really well at that lower bicep. It swivels a tiny bit where it connects into the forearm. Then we do have a hinge and swivel at the wrist, and that does hinge back and forth and swivel. If I said Raphael had a ball hinge, I can't remember if I did. He just has a hinge and swivel. I think I did say that. I don't know. Now for the legs here, Casey Jones can kick forward 90 degrees, so that's pretty good. Goes to the back a tiny bit. Let's see if he can Jean-Claude Van Damme it. And usually with all NECA figures, they can definitely Van Damme it. And then we do have the hip swivel. Single jointed knees that just hit 90 degrees. That joint does swivel a little bit, as you can see there. Then the ankles, this is where I run into an issue. There's no swivel, which usually we don't get with NECA, so I'm fine with that. They move up a tiny bit, hinge down pretty well, and then the ankle pivot is atrocious, man. It's more like a damn swivel. That ankle pivot is so bad, look at that. What the hell what kind of ankle pivot is that? That's my biggest complaint about the figure. That ankle pivot just, it's useless, you know what I mean? It really does not work. And when you use it, the more you use it, the more forward the bottom of the foot goes. Not good, man. Not good. Ankle pivot for Casey here. Everything else I'm fine with is just that pivot I'm definitely not liking. So overall, both these figures do have really nice articulation. Yeah, that Casey Jones has horrible ankle pivot, but you're still going to be able to get them in some pretty cool poses. But like I said, with him not having good ankle pivot, it's difficult to get him in other poses besides mainly standing or crouching down slightly or something like that. But like I said, you'll still be able to get them in some pretty cool poses, and I'm about to show you some of those poses right about now. But anyway, that is my review of the NECA original movie TMNT 2-pack Casey Jones and Raphael in Disguise. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate this set with detail, I'd definitely give it a perfect 10. Articulation, I'd give it an 8.5. Accessories, I'd give it a 10. And the overall quality, I would also give an 8.5. If you would like to know the price and where to buy this set, you can only get this at Walmart. I would start checking stores. That's where I found mine. I'm not sure if Agelessgeeks will get this in stock, but you always can get your other figures and collectibles from Agelessgeeks.com. And when you check out, use code name Daredevil, you will get yourself a little bit of a discount if you can find something on the website. I do highly recommend going through their Instagram or Facebook page. I will put more information in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell. And if you liked it, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, oh well, I guess you didn't like it. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. Disguise, and then the bottom of the box here we do get the blah 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 stuff and blah blah blue and blah 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 blah. Batman, the Neca Kenner tribute. It's Kenner, you son of a bastard. The Storm collectibles. Whoa, that's not Cyrax. Splinter, Shredder, and the Foot. Oh, scheisse. And Casey Jones did try to murder Shredder at the end of the movie. Casey Jones. So we'll go over Raph's stuffs. So we'll go over Raph's stuff first, since with a more narrow grip and the so we do get the window right there in the front displaying the figure. Damn it, figures, not figures.